Hey guys, Tony here again, and today finally getting a chance to do this review of my Friedman Cali. So I'm super excited about it. So today on this episode of Guitar Talk, it's Friedman Cali time, so let's check it out. These are designed by Dave Friedman, Friedman Amplifications, and Grover Jackson, one of the great luthiers of our time. These guys got together, produced a line of guitars, and the Cali's one in the lineup. It's a throwback to the old 80s classic rock, classic hard rock, and metal days. And it definitely has that vibe and that I guess mojo, if you will, about it. Super fun guitar to play. But today what I want to do is I'm just going to talk through the specs a little bit here and share some thoughts with you. So here real quick, this has an alder body. It's a lightweight alder body. It weighs 7.6 pounds. It has a nitrocellulose finish on it in metallic blue over white, and it is a lightly reliced. And let's see if it'll focus in here, and you can maybe see some of the lines and the relicking that's been done to it. It's a little hard to see when you're far away, but you get an idea of what this might look like here. If it'll focus in, there we go. So it's just a really nicely done relic job on it. I do prefer the lighter relic over the heavier relic. But that's the body, and the neck is just a maple neck, and it has been sanded off in the back here. The lacquer's been sanded off, so it's nice and smooth. So maple neck, maple fretboard, maple headstock, black and gold logo there. Has the hip shot locking tuners, and they're open geared. Just a very nice touch. I've already changed the strings on them. They work wonderfully. I do really like that. The fretboard has a compound radius of 10 to 14. These are 22 Just-Card jumbo frets. The fretboard has been rolled over nicely. This is something that I do on almost all of my guitars. It just gives it that broken in feel, and this is very nice. Very nicely done. It has a relic job also on the fretboard that's it's not overly done. It's done very nice. I do like that. And it has these bullseye inlay, which are common on I guess that's a design from Grover Jackson, puts that on his guitars. It's very subtle, and from a distance it almost looks like it doesn't have any inlay, but they're there, and you can see them, and they're nice. They're cool. I like them. It does have the truss rod wheel here, and that is very nice. I like that on guitars. It makes it easier to make the adjustments you need when you need to make them. And let's see what else here. We have the Floyd Rose bridge, which is an original Floyd Rose. That's a German Floyd Rose. It has a 37-inch block, and I don't know if you can see this, but I did put the tremolo stopper in here, and I'll talk about that here in a second as well. But German Floyd Rose, and let's see here. The pickups are the Friedman pickups. This is the Classic Plus and the Classic. They're lower output pickups. This is 8 point something, 7 point something. I don't remember exactly what the output on was, but they're lower output and they sound really awesome in this guitar. I always like a lower output pickup anyway, and these are voiced fantastically for this guitar. Three-way toggle switch here and one knob to rule them all right here. Has a low friction pot in it, and more importantly, in my opinion, this is the best place you can put your volume knob. That's perfect. So that's great. Like that. That's pretty much it as far as just the basic specs on this instrument. So there's a few things let's talk about. So the neck profile. Now this is a little interesting. This is a little thicker than I thought it was going to be. This is every bit of a medium C. Now I've heard people say, oh, it's between a medium C and a modern C. But this is every bit of a medium C, if that. And these guitars are built by Grover Jackson, one at a time, and the dealers, I guess you can spec one out on your own. You'll have to wait quite a while to get one, I guess. But these are spec'd out by the, I guess by the dealers. And I don't know if this one was spec'd out to be a little thicker, or if it is actually, they're all this way. It's actually very nice. I really like it. It's very similar to the Frankie profile neck on my Musicraft guitar, which is modeled after Eddie Van Halen's Frankenstein guitar. This is very similar to that. I mean, very similar, and it's a medium C as well. But this is every bit that. Now, I will say this. Right there behind me, that is the Friedman Vintage S. And the neck that's on that guitar is a little bit, it feels a little bit thinner than this neck, which wasn't expecting that. They both feel nice. That one might be my new favorite guitar for a lot of things. But anyway, I'll go into that when I do that review. But on the Callie, this neck also feels a little bit thicker than my 60s Les Paul, which is, you know, it has the 60s profile neck on it. So this one feels maybe just a tiny bit thicker than that, which is interesting as well. So, for whatever that's worth, there's just some information right there. Okay, so that's that. And let's see. Let's talk about this here. The neck hill here is just your standard squared neck hill right here. And I almost didn't buy the guitar because of this. I was just thinking, you know, why didn't they just put a contour this hill? And you know, Wayne Charvel, he has a line of custom guitars. He contours this and puts graphite rods in his necks. And you know, even Fender and other companies will just you know, have a different type of contour here. Sewer, they do just for you know, more comfortable access down here. So I struggled with that before even buying this because they didn't have that, and I guess it may be because they put these metal dowels in here to help the neck from shifting. Perhaps that's why they don't do that. But what they did do, I will say this, and this is fantastic. On old guitars like this, you typically don't have this deep of a cutaway. When you reach up to your higher frets, your hand is turned like this, and you're reaching up here without your pinky. You're just grabbing up here, which I can still reach, and it's no problem. But what they did is they cut it out a little more, so you can actually reach up here with your pinky. And so that's really nice. So the access is really, really good. Even though your palm still kind of hits that corner of the neck hill, you do get some wonderful access up here, and it's really kind of unrestricted other than your palm hitting that corner there. So that is really nice. And I am typically a 24 fret guitar player, but when you have 22 frets, it's always nice if you can access them all and access them easily. And so I like this region of the guitar neck. So any of you out there who are the same, it's all subjective, but any of you out there who like this really unimpeded access, you're going to pretty much get that here with this guitar. That's a really nice design. I really like that. That's one of my favorite things as far as what they have done here and where they place the knob. Those are just little nitpicky things that I actually really like about guitars, on my guitars. That and a fretboard being rolled is a really nice touch there. Okay, so that's that. And then let's see here. We have the tremolo stopper here. Now, typically I don't like these. I don't like to drill into the body of the guitar, and I put a tremolo system on these guitars, the Floyd guitars. Majority of the time, I'd say 95% of the time, I'll put a tremolo and change out the steel block with a fat brass block and put a push-in arm on my Floyds. But for this particular guitar, everything was just so nice and perfect, and the sound and everything. I'm like, you know what, the vibe, everything, I'm not going to mess with it at all. I'll just put this in. They give you one of these. It's in the guitar case, along with the tremolo bar and the back plate. They provide one of these for you, and so I debated on whether or not to even put it in, but I put it in, and here's why. Because when you have these in here, you can, when you set it to dive only and put it against the block, it makes it easier to change the strings. So when you take the strings off, it doesn't pull the bar, the tremolo back, and make everything out of whack. and you can set it and change the strings a little easier, as well as if you want to do drop tunings, such as, like for me, I don't do anything crazy as far as alternate tuning with this particular guitar. It'll just be like a drop D, or I might go to E flat and play some like Van Halen type stuff or whatever for situations like that. And what I do, the way I have this set up now is it still flutters and it still goes back just a little bit. I have this set 4 to 5 turns back, and so when I need to make the adjustment, I'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and get it right up to the tone block here, and it'll be in like it's not hardtail, but it's just a dive only mode, I guess, if you want to call it that. It'll stop it. So it's a tremolo stopper. So that's why I have that on there, and I went ahead and put it on. So it's nice for that. So for whatever that's worth. And let's see, what else do we have here? Really, guys, I guess that's about it. The guitar completely rocks. I'm really happy with it. There are a couple of other things I guess I'll mention, and they make these one at a time. These are a custom shop guitar. They're actually not Fender custom shop prices, and the guitar is every bit as good as one of those. And they're not as expensive as a PRS, and it's a different kind of guitar, but I've owned PRSs and they're great. And so is this. This is cheaper than one of those. And you know, there's not a lot of them out there. As I was shopping for this particular guitar, you know, there's really not a ton to choose from out there that are already built for you. So that's another thing to consider as well. So that's just my opinion, guys. So for whatever that's worth as well. So I have a funny story I'd like to share before I wrap this up. So I get this guitar about a month ago from shooting this video, and I was really excited. Did a quick little setup on it and went to town just ripping on it, and I was trying to come up with a jam to put on my YouTube channel, which I'll put those links in the description below and the tags above. You can check those out. So I'm ripping on this thing, trying to come up with something for my YouTube channel, and one of my daughters walks in, my middle daughter. She's 6 years old. I have 3 little girls. So she walks in, she says, "Ooh, Dad, that's a really cool guitar. I really like it." And I said, "Thanks." And she said, "Well, what kind of guitar is that?" I said, "It's a Friedman Cali." And she said, "Oh, I think I have a better name for it." And I said, "Well, what is that, sweetie?" And she said, "I think it's Super Callie Fragilistic Expialidocious." And I said, "Now that is a really cool way to describe this guitar, Super Callie Fragilistic Expialidocious." And I couldn't agree more. That is just what a fun way to describe this guitar. And it is. It's maybe it's a Mary Poppins guitar. No, just kidding. Anyway, funny story. Thought I'd share that, and for whatever that's worth as well. So guys, that's pretty much it. Hey, listen, thanks for watching. If you like the channel, if you like this review, please hit the thumbs up button for me. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. Hit that bell and you'll get notifications whenever I post content. And if you have any questions or thoughts, please leave them in the description below. I'd love to hear from you. And that's it. So, hey guys, wherever you are, as always, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, I hope it's a good one. Take care. Peace. God bless. Until next time.